This is one of the oldest and most forgotten of the Indian refugee camps. 100 miles from Kolkata, more than 20,000 people live in this remote forest in West Bengal. Few Indians even know its existence, but Hindu refugees have been living here for over 60 years. Joggerswar GOSH is one of its oldest citizens. At 112 years old, he still remembers the painful exodus from the land that later became known as Bangladesh.
After the partition, Muslims threatened to kill us. I had to flee with my family. You can't know how hard it is to have to give everything up. I had land back there. I had a lot of hope when we first got to India, but the government never helped us.
Many families never got the land they were promised by the government. Most of the refugees also had to fight to obtain the Indian nationality. Sanjib was born in India, but his identity card still bears the mention refugee.
On my certificate it says I'm a Bangladeshi refugee, but I've got nothing to do with that country. I'm Indian. It's hard to get a job when it says you're a refugee.
Most of the men in Cooper's camp are unemployed. The others rely on daily labor to keep their heads above the water. This man earns not more than 10 euros a month.
The work we have is barely enough to feed our families. We aren't living here. We are just surviving. I can't get a decent job. There are no opportunities for us.
No jobs and little infrastructure. Most of the refugees live in the same huts as their parents lived in. Many suffer from malnutrition, tuberculosis and AIDS. In spite of this, the hospital was closed 2 years ago and replaced by a clinic which is open only once a week. This elected official has been struggling for over 10 years to improve living conditions in the camp, but has seen no changes.
The state told us several times they were going to develop the region, but it was all just promises. In the meantime, people here live in poor conditions. 80% are under the poverty line.
Because of this isolation and poverty, the crime rate has climbed steadily over the last several years. But the Indian government does not seem to be interested in the plight of these people or in this place that time forgot.